Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to the people that really matter in this world is men. Nothing would work without men. Your electricity, the water that you open your faucet and it magically comes out. Cars, going to space, like everything. Literally everything that you take for granted in life is run, maintained, invented by, or is controlled by a man. And, slowly but surely, we are being put in the back burner, on the back burner. Society is now telling you that men don't fucking matter, that, if a man decides to act like a man, he is toxic. It used to be, June used to be known as Men's Mental Health Month before the gay stuff started to really take place. So this one really touches my heart because I'm really an advocate for males, and I think males should be celebrated, specifically fathers. I think a lot of the reasons guys are fucked up nowadays with takeovers, roll racing, drifting, is because y'all don't have a dad in your life. And he wasn't there to smack you around and say, you're gay for doing this, go drag racing. But in reality, I think there is a lack of leadership generally in society. And today kind of highlights a day that, believe it or not, I was going to the gym this morning, and a guy that I know in the complex who is a dad, I said, hey, happy Father's Day. And he looked at me like, it is Father's Day, isn't it? And that made me sad because he forgot. So what I did today, everyone that I knew that is a father, I hit him up and I said, happy Father's Day, because not everyone even remembers it's Father's Day. Junior, Dakota's a brand new father. Brandon, even Nardi, I consider he raised a kid forever. Don't get me started on that one. Devin's a father. Jake, Sergio, and a couple of other friends of mine. Anyone that I knew, and Senior, that is a father, I definitely went out of my way to say Happy Father's Day because, in my opinion, without men, society tends to kind of fall apart. All right, today we're going to talk about Ford sending you a letter asking you to, not everyone, but a 24 Mustang, 11 people received a letter that said, give us your left side cylinder head. And if you don't, and exhaust cam, and if you don't, we will void your warranty, which tells you it's a precursor to potentially manufacturing issues. Usually a precursor to a recall is like a fact-finding mission like this, where they send out some letters to people that, let's say, had cars built within a certain time frame. And they were like, hey, we want to do a bit of an investigation. Hold on, Jesus Christ, we want to do a bit of an investigation before we do a full-fledged recall to make sure that the performance, make sure that the exhaust cam is not eating itself. Things like that. But they say that if you don't submit, if those 11 people do not submit to this voluntary, what do they call it? Harvesting of a cylinder head, their warranty will be voided. We'll talk about that and many more things on today's Peasant Chat, but not before Mr. Bill O'Reilly says hello.
Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Absolutely. DNF Performance, DNFperformance.com, DNF Performance. That's right, the online parts house of the show. Thank you guys very much for being sponsors. They pay their bill on time. They get you guys good deals. I'm always hearing about everyone goes there, gets a good deal on a Ford Innovation fuel system, wheels, tires, injectors, you name it. PMAS cold air intake, they get it done. Calimer Transmission, CalimerTransmission.com. His 19 GT is on the door knocking on 8s. Stick shit. Ben Calimer, Stage 3, MT82. Let's see if we can get that sucker in the 8s this year. LMP, late model performance of Maryland. They got my Corvette. We'll see what happens. I know Alex Bledsoe was doing PDRA stuff. He did pretty well this weekend. So hopefully he can get back on time, get the catch can in there, and do whatever the fuck else he wants to do to the car. If it shows up with a cam and cylinder heads, I ain't gonna complain. I ain't gonna pay either. PMAS, Nick James, the PMAS, the best cold air intake, period, for all Mustangs, period, PMAS. PartsFarm.com, all used parts. I was talking to Jeremiah Camp yesterday. He goes, dude, I bought a peanut butter interior from Parts Farm, and it is mint. PartsFarm.com for your used late model Mustang, Camaro, and whatever parts. MFP of Australia, I haven't heard shit from him, so hopefully he's doing okay. To Auto Solution, Rob Meter on Auto Solution, and if you're a drug dealer, you know the best wheels on the planet to let everyone know that you're out there doing some work is Bellac Industries. Let's say hi to the people here and get after it. Joe Swish, Nick, Joe Swish again, Monty Van Vordy, I'm Hunk Solo, Liam Phelps, CJ Hater, Powered, Michael Locks, Valley, Tensby, John Jones, B. Levesque, T-Rock Fox, Kent Phillips, Christian Durant, Clint Stroke, Adonis, Matt Oliver, Dixon, Alfredo Diaz, Big Jake, Bryson Witt, Joe Jackson, Jared Wells, Cody Jones, Brandon B., Alpha Galarga, Rizzy, Ski Mask Main, Harley Gonsalves, the resident pork chop. Craig Waltz, good evening, fellow peasants. Happy Dad's Day to everyone, all the responsible fathers in the audience. Oh, he's talking that shit. The responsible fathers in the audience. You're not wrong. Omar 1LE, South of Trent Entertainment, M56 Cousin, More Pews, More Boost, The Wolf, Toxic 03, 5-Way Josh, Mr. Prime, Mark Christensen, Line of Lads again, Rizzy, Boosted, 16GT, Ed's Car Videos, Abdullah, Abasi, Dean Hap, Formers, Bullet Bill, Abdullah, Matt A, Great Escape, Pacho, La Pulga says, what's up, Alex? Thunder Biscuit, Ivan D, Venom Racing, Hater Powered, Gabriel Mendez, Daniel Pelayo, Brian Vanatter, Gregory of Matt Benoit, Honest Mike, Quiet Fury, one of an RTR, Sopla, Bote, 5-Way Josh, D, Real, Raj? Keith Bush, Grayson, Slow 99, Miss Fire Be Gone, Angel Menendez, Coyote Austin, Bootlegger, and let's say hi to the people. Oh, there's nobody on the fucking Patreon chat, so fuck all y'all. Nick Nair is there hanging out. Okay, let's get right to the article, and we'll get to talking some shit with the peasants on today's Father's Day edition of the Peasant Chat. This was yesterday on Car Scoops. Now, this showed up on my phone. I was just kind of, scrolling, and I was like, okay, whatever the fuck's happening here, I don't know if this is real. So then I went online, and sure enough, Car Scoops, yesterday by Steven Rivers, Ford asks Mustang V8 owners to swap engine head or risk warranty. The Blue Oval warns that those Mustang owners who don't submit could end up outside of the warranty coverage if damage happens. Imagine a letter showing up to your mailbox from the company that made your car, requesting you to bring it for a crucial engine component replacement. That might sound a bit strange, but that's exactly what some Ford Mustang owners are dealing with right now. The Blue Oval has initiated a harvest program to investigate a potential issue with the left side cylinder head on certain V8 powered Mustang models. Owners who don't participate in the program risk losing future warranty coverage for this specific component, meaning if the 11 people they send the letter to do not submit their vehicles for this voluntary harvest program, if in the future it shits the bed, se jodió, se acabó el party, they're not covered. Harvest programs are somewhat rare in the automotive world, and not every brand calls them by the same name. At times, they're a precursor to a recall. Other times, they're unrelated. In this case, the program dubbed 24H01 involves removing and replacing the left head on the engine along with the exhaust camshaft. What does that tell me? It tells me the cam journal where the cylinder head and where the cam lies, there's an issue. There's either a out of tolerance issue, junk got in the cylinder head, machining issue. I think if they're removing the exhaust cam specifically on the left side cylinder head, meaning driver's side, it tells me that there's a journal potential issue. Or cap, who knows. According to one letter sent to an owner shared on Facebook, it's all over a voluntary Ford study Ford is conducting. Specifically, it wants to evaluate the field performance and functionality of the left-hand cylinder head. It makes no note of investigating the camshaft, even though it does indicate that it'll be replaced as well. Inspecting your vehicle will help Ford complete its investigation, the letter says. According to some owners, the program only includes 11 vehicles in total. Ford confirmed this to Car Scoops. All were built between January 30th and February 1st of this year. If you have a 24 Mustang and it was built on either of those 2 days, January 30th and February 1st, you might be getting a letter in the mail. You're telling me only 11 V8 Mustangs were built around that time? Interesting. Here's where this gets a bit odd. At the end of the letter, it says that Ford Motor Company can deny coverage for any vehicle damage that may result from failure to have the service action performed in a timely basis. The language used by Ford seems to imply that there could be very well some sort of ticking time bomb under that head. If no problem exists, including this clause seems unnecessary. The problem could lie with the cam or the head, but Ford isn't saying. We reach out in the hopes of getting some clarification, and here's what a Ford told Scoops. And they sound like fucking politicians. As part of our commitment to quality, we are voluntarily conducting a study on 1124 Mustang 5-liter vehicles to obtain field parts to evaluate the performance of the functionality of the obtained left-hand engine cylinder heads. Ford is not aware of any warranty claims at this time. Now, let's say if you're the unluckiest bastard on the planet, you got a Mustang that is basically built around that time. And then you put a Whipple on it. Or you put headers on it. And then Ford goes, fuck. Now our processes are different. The best thing that can happen for Ford is that all 11 of those vehicles don't have a Whipple on it, don't have headers on it, don't have anything on it. Because if they do, I think it's going to mess up the process and it will skew their evaluation. Why? If you now have boost going into the engine, it affects the valve train. Believe it or not, it affects the valve train. So now they're going to go, shit. Let's just say, for instance, out of 11 of those vehicles, 2 have Whipples and 2 others have headers. Now they're going to go, well, the 2 that have headers have no cats. The 2 that have Whipples have no cats. So now we can't really get a good sense of how the cylinder head is performing in factory condition or factory spec. They're not within factory spec. The back pressure is different because of a lack of a cap or the addition of a supercharger. So I've always wondered, when something like that happens, do modifications skew the potential investigation of the cylinder head performance? So I wonder what's going to happen. Now, I've always said never buy the first year vehicle of anything. And I was a victim of that when I bought the 18 Mustang. The reason I wanted the 18 Mustang was because it was the newest and greatest, latest and greatest, and Lund Racing did not. They did have an 18 Mustang, but I wanted a performance package base car because I just wanted the wheels, the brakes, and I don't think it has any badass suspension stuff. And I just wanted to mess around and have a decent daily driver that's zippy. Then that thing had fuel pump issues, fork issues for the transmission, and then the engine started making the craziest ticking sound on the planet. Luckily, Palm Bay Ford took care of me, said, hey, bring that shit back. We can get you into a 19, exact same model, except it has a wing, and we'll get you taken care of. And that car right now, unfortunately, is bagged. The guy who bought my car, it's been sold like 3 times already, and they're using my name to sell it. It's bagged. I mean, just what a fucking complete shit show. They ended up bagging that white car. I apologize, white car. I tried to put you in good hands, but it ended up in the hands of a fuckboy. Probably wasn't raised by his dad. So, the first year of this model is now supposedly having issues. Now, Ford didn't recall engine parts. Ford didn't recall the MT82. Ford didn't recall anything. The 10R80 stuff that they did recall was lead frame and maybe valve body stuff, but nothing that would be like catastrophic. Everyone knows the 10R80 is cantankerous. It's a little weird. It's a bit of an asshole. But at the end of the day, wide open throttle, it does perform really well. So I don't think a recall would have hurt it, because people are willing to deal with some shit to get the performance out of it. And if it's a lead frame and a valve body, no big deal. But a cylinder head, imagine if in their investigation, they all of a sudden go, you know what? We've seen a bunch of defects on this situation, and we want to make sure that it's not an issue. Then they see issues that they don't like. Let's see scoring on the journals where the cam lies and all that other bullshit. It probably eventually can become an issue. Look at what's happening with Toyota right now. Their 3.5 twin-turbo Tacoma Tundra engines are now so bad because of a manufacturing defect or shit in the cast that people are denying those trucks for trade-in. If you have a brand new 24 or 23 Tundra, if I'm not mistaken, the 3.5 twin turbo variant, they're now saying, we don't want that shit. That shit is a ticking time bomb and we want nothing to do with it. So you either get that recalled and get that fixed, but then there is that label on that car that follows it for the rest of its life. Forever, this car will be flagged as a car that was recalled. And even if it was fixed, when you do the history report, you go, ugh, I want a clean history report on this car. I want no owners. I want no recalls. I want a perfect car. Why? Because people, for whatever reason, the moment something happens like that, there's a stain on the car that there's like a stench to it that you really don't want to deal with anymore. Specifically, actually, when you crash your car or you hit your car, all of a sudden, you don't want it anymore. You're like, fuck this car. Now it's not the same to me. Even though it looks great and they did a good job, there's now a record of it. And it's less valuable to me. And people tend to just kind of not really care about that car anymore. My white car, I never had any issues, no fender benders, no nothing like that. It was a one-owner vehicle. It was a great little car, so that's why I was able to sell it for decent money, and I was rest assured that, you know, the history on it, the motor did let go. But that didn't go through the dealership or nothing. I bought a brand new motor and put it in myself because I wasn't willing to have that stain on its record. But I did document this so that people knew what was going on. So what do you think? Do you think this is going to be an issue that's going to rear its ugly head later on with Ford? Because if they're already doing stuff like this on a 24 Mustang dud, and now they're going to harvest 11 cylinder heads, I think it's going to be a problem in the future. Now, for those of you that are asking, tuning, Alex, where are we at with tuning? Well, it's actually looking more bleak. Last week, we received, let's just say, insider info that they're not close. So again, this is just my sources. They're not close to unlocking this thing. The issue is this. You can draw the tune and index it, but the problem is putting it in a car and being able to flash it with a HP Tuners device, a Lund racing device, whatever. That ability seems to have, the only way you can do that is through Ford. Like there's like a little, like an unlock key or something that it pokes and Ford gives you the okay, and all of a sudden you can now, you know, flash that vehicle. I'm not sure, but if the process is on Whipple to draw the file, get the VIN, and then do some kind of, you know, verification program, because I don't think you could just get a Tomahawk and just flash a tune. I think you have to draw something. It has to go back to Ford, I think, and then it has to flash a vehicle, and then they totally don't tune it custom. You know, they totally give the same tune you get, Lethal, Queef, and all the other people. You get the exact same tune those guys get. No custom tuning at all. So we'll see what happens with Ford. If we'll keep an eye on this, see if the cylinder head issue rears its ugly head and the chickens come home to roost, then I'd be proven right for the 800th time that this fucking thing's a dud. And if you can't tune it, I see them on the road now. Not a lot, but I see them on the road now, and I just go, oh, what a shame. I don't look at that car. I went to the gym today, and I saw the 24 Mustang charcoal gray base model car, and I was like, that's a shame. It can be something cool if you're able to tune it. And when you can't, you just go, it's just a paperweight for people like me. Maybe it's the keys for a recall. Howdy. Happy Father's Day to all the fellas who kept the sex trophy. That's funny. Bagged equals totaled. Happy Father's Day, Theo. There's got to be some Rogue Alejandro Juniors out there somewhere. If there are Rogue Alejandro Juniors out there, I don't want to know. Actually, you know when I want to know? I want to know when they're 18 and grown. Are they good? Okay. Now they're men. Now they can be taught by Theo how to move, because, you know, just keep them alive till they're 18. Then I don't have to pay nothing. And then sure, I'll talk to them then. You know, we'll dap and shit, hang out, whatever. Actually, I hung out with okay, this sounds weird, but like the friends that I have through the Mustang community, like Nixon Tarpia, Jeremiah Camp, and stuff like that, they're younger than me. I don't see them as kids. I see them as young men, and they're impressionable, and they want to talk to you, and you know that you're coming off like an uncle to them, like a guy that's been around the block a little bit. So I went to Utiki last night on a whim. Jeremiah Camp happened to be working there, and I talked for like 2 or 3 hours. Awesome time. Great catching up with him. He's got a nice girlfriend. They seem to be getting along really good. So we talked a little bit about that. And, you know, it is nice to be able to download your thoughts, your experiences to the younger generation so that they can maybe carry on something like that, because I don't have kids and I'm not looking to have kids and I don't want to have fucking kids. But these young men that are kind of out there looking for, let's say, an experienced person to just talk to, you know, maybe guide them through some certain life situations, it does feel kind of nice to do that. And this is what I do here. I try to tell you guys, don't bag your shit. Don't do sideshows. Don't do dumb shit. Don't buy the dud Mustang until it's tunable. You know, like, don't set yourself up for failure. Tomahawk is trash. I don't know, Money Bag Man. Apparently Whipple is out there rah-rahing like it's the best thing since sliced bread, but... And there's other fucking tuners out there promoting something. Imagine you're promoting something and 3 out of the 5 people that are promoting it are crooks and thieves. Like, I'm blown away by that. We see them. I just yell dud. I hate the smooth doors on the 24. You know what I don't like? And I finally figured out why I don't like the 24 Mustang rear. It looks like an F-35 Raptor, right? Is it F-30? Is it a Raptor? Is it a Raptor? The plane? F-35. I don't like the back of them. It is weird that Lightning. Sorry, F-35 Lightning. F-35 Lightning. I don't know if they attempted to do something with it, but the rear end kind of looks ominously like this. And I don't know if it was on purpose. Like, okay, the rear end looks like the front end of this. And that's what it reminded me of. I was actually watching a documentary on these things because these things are fucking just stupid. And like just one of them can just like dominate like so much airspace. So yeah, I don't know. It's just the back of a Mustang kind of reminds me of the odd triangular angles that they got away with these planes. So the diamond shapes, because it's less prone to radar reflection, waves. And I think the back of the 24 Mustang, 24 Mustang rear, they attempted to do some similar triangular things, and it just didn't do a good job for me. It doesn't do it for me. So it looks like they took a lot of cues from the F-35 and the F whatever the hell, very, very triangular shape. And I was like, yeah, it just doesn't do it for me. It's not bad looking. Like when you put a set of wheels on them and drop them, anything looks good with a set of wheels and dropped. But it just wasn't my thing. Taillights look like ass. Creep got a custom chrome lid. He must have blew some dudes at Whipple for it. Sam, the pipe polisher, got some chrome Whipple on. So I was watching on Instagram, and Sam the Polisher is begging for Instagram likes, and I'm like, oh, I just can't, man. I can't. Do you imagine, you lived your whole life, you're 70, you meet these kids that are rich but retarded, and you're polishing everything in their garage, and then you're begging for Instagram likes. And I'm like, man, you're supposed to be a wise man that, people look up to. F-22 Raptor, yeah, exactly. You're sounding like an air defender, bro. No, I mean, look, I know enough about. I love aerospace. I don't talk about it because most of you are fucking retarded. Like, most of you are retards. So I'm not gonna go out of my way to tell you what I think is cool, because you guys are pretty retarded. Happy Father's Day, bitchos. All you LS Swap guys, happy Mother's Day. Get them lights up, peasants. F-35 Lightning, F-22 Raptor. EcoBoost had the wrong gasket installed, but who cares about EcoBoost? They fumbled the bag bad. You think the back is that shape to avoid radar detection? Hey yo. No, I think whoever designed the Mustang, wasn't it a woman? See, that's the problem. Like, women should just stay in the fucking kitchen and make that sandwich, bro. Like, for real. Like, hone that craft. Like, rub this feet. What the hell is your problem? Dude, why are you in here making all this noise? I took you out for a long-ass walk. You come in here making all this. Say hi to the people here. I haven't seen the people in a little while. People think like you're dead. People think I'm like a bad dog dad. And they're like, where's Tony? And I'm like, Tony's fine. Fucking relax. You good, buddy? You just woke up from a big nap. Took him from a long-ass walk. Yeah, you got some eye boogies. All right, buddy, you gotta go. I gotta do the show, okay, buddy? All right, thank you. They stay there hanging out. He looks like a psycho. Now, that's the thing about the dog. He just looks like an absolute psycho all the time. And people always, when they see him, they're like, he looks like he's psycho. And no, that's just his normal look. So anyway, a woman designed it or had a part in designing it, and you women should just stay in the kitchen. Honestly, let's be honest. That's where you're the best. Like, why would you want... Like, women want to be all independent and shit until it's time to do independent shit. Right? They're like, oh, I want to design. I want to do this. Okay, you want to go to war and you want to lay some bricks and pave some roads? Oh, no, I don't want to do that. I want the freedom to do that, but I don't want to do that. Well, neither do we, but we do it. Happy Mother's Day to all the dads that can't drive a stick. Instead of the dating channel, can we get an aerospace live stream where we can nerd out? No. Military aircraft are cool. Guys, you have no idea. If you look into the stealth technology, it was actually Russian. And then we refined it. And people died flying not died, but people almost died flying the initial aircraft, especially for the stealth fighter. It's not even supersonic. It can't be supersonic because of the waves it gives off. But then the newest one you don't even know the capabilities of the new one. We have no idea. The F-35, is it F-35? No. What is the stealth fighter? No, not F-22, not the B-2. What the fuck? Isn't it an F-22? F-22, what the fuck is it? F-117, the Nighthawk. This thing was a flying diamond. And we basically got the technology of stealth technology through a Russian paper that talked about a diamond shape. And the diamond shape apparently was so good at avoiding radar signatures that it looked like a little bird. And then we somehow made it fly, but there were so many things to make it not reflect the waves, especially with the tail, with the yaw and the rudder and everything. It's super cool, but I don't want to get off into the weeds. My dad is gone, and I'm not a dad myself, but I did contact all my friends and family, wishing them a happy birthday. Look, as a man who lost his dad 2 years ago, there is a hole that you feel, and it's never filled. It's never filled because, once he's gone, and then you don't bear the weight of him missing because, everyone's grown and whatever, but he was the patriarch. He was the leader of the family. Like, everyone looked to him for advice. And once he's gone, everyone just splinters off. But then what happens is you, I guess, kind of assume that role, but you don't want it. Like, you don't want it. You don't want to be the leader of anything. You just want to be left alone. But eventually, if you are exuding leadership qualities and you're living your life in a way that is exemplary and you're not doing dumb shit, then yeah, I guess you take on that role. But if you have your father, understand this. Let's say you have your father and he's in his 70s and you see him twice a year. Imagine for a fact you're only going to see him 8 more times. That means in 4 years, you're going to see him twice a year. Maybe Christmas and Father's Day or whatever. And imagine you're only going to see him 8 more times. What would you do different if you knew that you're only going to see your dad 8 more times? So if you have a dad, really take advantage of the fact that he's still around. He probably feels, because look, all of us men, we want to feel like we have a purpose. And when our purpose is taken away, meaning you've raised your kids and then your wife goes ahead and divorces your ass because she wants to get pounded down at, sailfish or whatever the fuck. And you're like, well, there goes my purpose. What do I do now? Some of these men can actually have a good long life, work out, be productive well into their 60s and 70s, but most don't. So all they want to do is feel like they have a purpose. And my father specifically, he felt like his purpose was gone the moment I turned 18. The moment I turned 18, I moved out, got my own apartment, and I was good. And I lived my life. And now he's like, what the fuck do I do now? He was like, oh shit. Like, all of a sudden, he's like, I have no purpose. And he meandered through the rest of the next 22 years of life. And you could tell he wasn't a happy cat. And when I did talk to him, you could tell that he'd like to just download his knowledge onto you. And these guys are just a huge memory chip of experiences. So really sit there and talk to them. And they've gone through so much shit, more so than you have. So sit there and talk about certain situations. Just let them download the knowledge because it'll be gone. Once he's gone, that knowledge is gone. So for those of us that still have dads around in our lives, really don't take it for granted that people like that are around. They have a lot of knowledge, a lot of stuff to download, especially if you have a good relationship with them. Do your best to spend as much time with them. And because if their purpose is gone, but they can at least download some knowledge that you can pass on to your kids later on, I guess maybe he'll feel a little more useful later in his life. Sorry to be a little morbid, but Father's Day to me touches my heart because it pisses me off that like Men's Mental Health Month was replaced by Pride Month. Like, fuck me. Like, what the fuck are we doing? I just started following and watched a lot of videos learning about Coletti engines and tuning in general. Have you thought about teaching others to tune? I'm willing to pay. Not just no, fuck no. So this tuning situation, everyone's a fuck. Everyone's a fuck. What'll happen is this. If you're taught to tune by somebody, what happens is the person you're teaching all of a sudden knows how to adjust the math curve and timing, and all of a sudden they think they can go out on their own and data log review, and they're like, oh, I figured it out. I at least know enough to know that I don't know shit. Like, I was tuning on Ben Calamer's manual car. And we kept hitting some kind of weird limit that wasn't showing up in the torque source. We were doing a bunch of vetting. Now, I don't have access to the logic. Now, what is the logic? These cars run off of a yes, no, if this, then this, that. There's like a tree that if this happens, do this. If this happens, do that. So the logic can't be changed, but you can manipulate the tree. You know what I mean? So if this happens, then this happens. Well, if this happens, can you change something in here that when that happens, you can then have a favorable outcome? That is the logic. That is the nitty gritty. That is the ones and zeros. It is not something you can manipulate. You can't just change that unless you have Ford software, because Ford has the ability to do the craziest thing. Ford has software that you can do the following. Give me a direct injected 302 Coyote with Predator heads, GT350 cams, and a 6R80 and make it work. And Ford hits enter and it goes bloop. Here's the tune. Like that. Done. It just has that ability to spit out whatever the fuck you want. Now, again, they don't use that because they have to be compliant with government stuff. But let's say in Minecraft, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Ford has that ability. But, it can't be used in a way that is custom. It has to be linear. So you don't have access to that. Ford does. It is proprietary. It is like knee deep. You're signing NDAs. You're signing like Billy Badass stuff. Like literally you get shot in the head if you share any of this stuff. So the stuff that we get, it's like so pared down, and it's like USB stick after USB stick. And I'm not saying we Lund, I'm saying tuners. That by the time like HP tuners gets a hold of it, it's like, guys, did you notice all of a sudden HP tuners now indexing 2 valves? Who the fuck was looking at that? Nobody cared. All of a sudden they're promoting that they're fucking with 2 valve stuff. I'm like, wow, nobody's looking for that. Now you get it? What happened? Well, more than likely, a USB stick fell off of somewhere. Someone said, hey, here you go. Because nobody was looking for that stuff on HP tuners. But now all of a sudden they've indexed it and they say they have support and now they can flash it. So all that means is shit made its way down the pipeline to somebody and then they rah like they did something. That's my favorite. When you know what happens and then someone's like, look, I did this. I'm like, you didn't do that. Someone went, man, here you go. Here you go. Grab this. This has everything you need. I'm done. And all of a sudden it ends up in commercially available software. Wow, a lot of comments since then. My next week marks the 5 years since I lost my dad. Missed saying goodbye by 10 minutes. He literally worked himself to death. I regret not being able to say goodbye the most. Lost my dad at 25 and it's been rough. Cherish the moment. Remember the voice and laugh. I'm 32 now, says Kilometers. I talked to the chief Ford performance engineer at Carlisle and Tuning and requires to get the file to authentication key from Ford servers to decrypt the ECU and won't mean anything without the file key. There you go, Track Attack. Lost my dad to a work accident at 14. He was only 39. Our family whole was never the same. He was the glue that held it together. Now I'm 52 and I still wonder how different my life would have been since then. Right. Men are everything. The fathers are the most important thing. Oh, moms, shut up. No, they do their role, but the man runs the fucking show. He is the glue. And for people that say, no, moms are, shut the fuck up. I had both in my life, and the moment dad did anything funky, it reverberated through the family. And I see it now. Like, guys, why do you think everyone's fucked up now? It's the lack of fathers being involved with their kids. Plain and simple. When a mother raises a boy, she raises an emotional boy. And you know what emotional boys do? They vomit post on Facebook. An emotional boy puts a 15,000 worded fucking reply about why he gaslit somebody. Nobody cares. I see that vomit pop. Get the fuck out of here. Emotional ass motherfucker. Fuck you. Let's go. 2-valve support, right. A file key you say Track Attack? Well, I just happen to have an ANCD to pull a load of crypto. A bunch of From my dad, we always worked on Gen 2 together, and it is something I truly appreciate. Recently installed an 18 manifold together, and it's something I'll never forget. Dean, David, good for you. Those of you that still have your dad around and he is involved in your car hobby, hug that motherfucker for no reason. I lost my dad due to suicide 5 years ago, and I tell everyone to spend as much time with their dad as possible. Absolutely. I'm guessing Senior didn't... I love it. The crypto guy here too. Yeah, encryption authentication key, so two-way end-to-end encryption. Drop it a like. I'll catch a replay later. Thanks for everything you do, Phil Fez, says Phil Fez. So I need a simple key loader for tuning it now. What the fuck? Laugh my ass off on the SKL loader. I never grew up with my pops, but he is the reason why I'm into cars, says Big L. He had a 69 Camaro with a big block Chevy. Please put big block Chevy, because BBC just doesn't mean BBC anymore. That I vowed to purchase if I ever find that car again. Emotional Boys asked for the tuner for Burble Tunes and to go to streetcar takeovers. Yes. Do you know why men used to be referred to as stoic, quiet, focused? Now it's loud, look at me, burble, pop, bang, flames. Look at me, look at me, look at me. I'm just, leave me alone. Give me money. Looks more like an LT Camaro than a Mustang from the side view. Hit live on your ship. Nardi Mikado says, Alex did... Now they're busy promoting bullshit. Thieves are busy promoting devices. Track Attack S197 says, also Ford Performance Chief told me that they're working on power packs for the S650. Shut up. That same engineer told me never to supercharge a GT350. And I'm like, shut up. Keep your dad's close even if he's dead in the trunk. Shit. God damn it. My dad left when I was 1. Never heard from him again. My mom and I were like water and oil. She did everything she could to keep me away from my interests. Bought an 86 Mustang in high school in 93. I mean, talk about 3 sentences that don't have anything to do with each other. Fuck. Speak softly but carry a big stick. My baby boy and I just got a shopping list from PBH for 2001 Gen 2 swap kit. Gonna teach him. Good for you, maniac. And those of you that are fathers, I'm going to tell you something that no one else would probably tell you. But the reason I'm telling you this is because it's bigger than you. If you have a kid, a boy specifically, and your wife is a cunt, you stay with her until that boy is 18. You stay with her. You do not break up the family because of, who cares? Go fuck on the side, sleep in separate bed. I don't care. You cannot leave that boy to be raised by a woman. He is going to come out super fucked up. Imagine a boy being raised by a woman that can't keep a man. What the fuck is she going to teach him about being a man? Crazy talk. Track Attack S197 says, and there they had the effort. I don't care. I don't care. He said they have an E85 tune ready, but would have had to do the whole EPA carb thing like recent. I don't care. You're talking to a guy who told people that do not supercharge your GT250 because the crank will fly off the bitch. Meanwhile, Fat House and FFRE have built 1,500 horsepower stock crank GT250s. Like, the guys at Ford know what they know. They don't. Do you think the guys at Ford have a complete department of like, hey guys, like a skunk works department? Where they're like, okay, you have a $4 million budget this year. Do whatever the fuck you want. No, those days are over. It's like, hey, you do whatever you want. Okay, how about an iron coyote? That sounds excellent. That sounds excellent. Yeah. We think that's a winner. It's a winner. An iron block coyote is a winner. Yeah. How much you want to? $5,800. Oh, they don't have a skunk works department like twin turbo. This one. That's Roush. Oh, that's what Roush used to be. I don't know who used to push the envelope at Roush, but Roush used to be able to, like, they used to build, like, twin-turbo Cobra Rs and twin-turbo Fox bodies with a 351 or something super cool, weird. They had the time, and they have Ford tools to fuck with. Now there is no, that is now the aftermarket. That's not us. We're the ones doing the turbo stuff, doing the vetting, doing the tuning, doing the figuring out to make everything work type shit. And Jake at Power by the Hour and stuff like that. Ford just gives you the base. They don't give you cool Billy Badass shit. They don't long-term test the cars. Like, you guys think, well, yeah, Ford must have tested this Coyote for 500 million miles and everything is perfect, and then they put it in production. Bullshit. The 24 Mustang was devised during COVID. That tells you everything you need to know. I know not anything he said is correct, but just passing off what I learned. Okay. My dad had a stroke while driving his supercharged Fox body. Jesus Christ. My dad spent his time as NHRA engine builder, was actually decent friends with Sonny Leonard. Didn't appreciate him until I got to my 30s. My 2-year-old daughter loves to pretend to drive a Mustang, even bought a mini electric Mustang for her so she can drive around in the driveway. Had her cleaning the car last night. My Fortune GZ is a project for me and my son that's 11 years old, says Harley. We are building it together. I'll pass it on to him when he gets old. Alex, does Lund no longer support 2020 GT500s? What are you fucking talking about? Tell me, Leon Phelps, what led you to believe that? Tell me what led you to believe that. Like, did Lund put out a press release that says, going forward, we don't tune 2020 GT500s anymore? Did you see that anywhere ever? Again, Lund doesn't go out of their way and promote on Facebook. So if you live on Facebook, fuck what you see on Facebook. If it didn't come from Lund Racing, it didn't happen. Ford went from Skunk Works apartment to Millennial Late Latte Work Department. What the fuck, Ford? That's keeping him close in the trunk. Hit live, please. SVT under Coletti was peak for Skunk Works. Thank you. John Coletti. Hey, is it John Coletti? Coletti Ford. John Coletti. Yeah. So John Coletti, let's look up what he had to fuck with. Super Stallion. Images. So John Coletti was responsible for this thing. In the middle of like the malaise era for Ford, John Coletti was like, yeah, this is a flex fuel supercharged. Like this has more to do with today's technology than anything else. A 1994 Super Stallion. Ugly, stupid paint, but flex fuel, supercharged, modular. This has more to do with today's technology than anything that used to be going on back then. He also was the father to the 0304 Cobra. He also, if I'm not mistaken, fucked with the Lightning. He also had the Boss Shinoda piece of shit one-off deal. Not Shinoda, Boss 429, Boss 420, 429, Coletti. This thing, which was also a Roush project. Like, this motherfucker was a G. Why did the relationship sour? Mr. Coletti, I know I'm a nobody and I don't matter, but you are someone I absolutely have to talk to. Now, maybe you're under a bunch of NDAs. Maybe you're under a bunch of non-disclosure agreements. I don't know when they run out. But to me, you are the Carroll Shelby of modern Mustangs. You are the modern Mustang guru. Because of you, Flex Fuel, E85, Terminator stuff, Lightning stuff, that carries over to current stuff, the precursor to the Coyote, the supercharged 32 valve stuff, Billy Badass stuff. He is, in my opinion, the Shelby of our time. Unfortunately, like, Ford doesn't have that in their department. Who the fuck do they have right now that you could say is pushing the envelope of performance over at Ford? They're taking a Mustang, they're giving it to Multimatic. That's it. Like, that's it. And then they're letting Whipple, not really a racing company, they're a boat supercharger company, make a Whipple for their car. They have a Ford engineer that has access to the Billy Badass stuff, and he, if anything, has more to do with the performance than a boat supercharger manufacturer. So I wish I knew if there was a Coletti similar person to modern Ford stuff. There isn't. It's like they got rid of Billy Badass cool shit. Now, what if you talk to your father on and off? You always try to have something to do with him, but he ignores you. Says woman in the kitchen. Don't let bitter single moms crush your dreams. That was the point of my comment. Okay. Facebook post and Lund not listing it on their website. Okay, Lund Racing 2020 GT512. Oh, look at this. Look. You know, Google is wonderful. Let me see. Lund GT500 tuning services. Lund Racing GT500. Oh, 3 results. That's interesting. I wonder. You know, you're not wrong. That is an interesting thing on the website that they don't have it in there. But I wonder if it's under Coyote, to be honest with you. I honestly think that there's such little, like the volume is very small, but we do tune 2020 GT500s. But since Junior is out for a week, he might have like shut that off so no one orders new tunes. Maybe that's what happened. Let me hit him up. Because Junior is kind of like the leader when it comes to the Shelby stuff, because those guys are so fucking gay. Like they're the gayest guys on the planet. So let me hit up Junior. He's on vacation in Tennessee, which is not really a vacation when you have 3 boys. It's like, it's not a vacation like that at all. Let me hit him up. Did you turn off 2020 GT500 tuning on the website until you got back? Question mark. And let me see. At Junior, we have a group chat where we send memes, and they're constantly fucking posting, oh, I smoked some ribs today. I'm like, this is the stupidest chat ever. My dad used to race NMRA in the 4-4 Weekend Pro 5 and Outlaw 10-5 in the late 90s and early 2000s. Those days were golden. Mustang people were actually cool back then. Eric Gang says there's only 50 people watching the PPD. Why is he on at the same time I am? Crazy talk. The Mustang GTD is pretty cool, but not $300,000 cool. I agree. That tends to be the issue. Very cool in concept. Multimatic built it. It's $300,000. It's not relatable. When you had Cobras, Shinoda one-offs as like, what do they call them? A proof of concept. Like, I love that some manufacturers do like a proof of concept where they're like, okay, let me build a modular, supercharged, Tremec equipped, IRS, flex fuel supercharged car with Ford shit. And they're like, hey, it works pretty good. Like, mind blown. Coletti was just ahead of his time. I got to talk to him. 300,000 is insane, actually. Exactly. Ford's Billy Badass stuff has a fucking drift stick in it these days. A drift stick. Yes. Because we don't want brand new orders coming in. Apparently, Junior must have shut it off. He must be like, all right, boop, I'm gone for a week. I don't want any new orders coming in, so y'all don't fucking trip. When he gets back, flip the switch. We'll be back on track. And then I'm going to take some time off. Because everyone is taking a vacation but me. But ask, where are the women out there saying today is their day as well? Fuck them. If you're a woman and you're saying today's my, shut the fuck up. Men don't get shit anymore. So let us have this one shitty day that you give us a socks that we paid for. Alex, good morning. Good morning. Catch the replay tomorrow, says SVT. Dang, a whole 14 people are watching who cares? Why do you care? Like, who cares? If you don't talk about it, it doesn't matter. Why do you come here to talk about it? Don't come here to talk about it. I don't care. You don't have a smoke yet? You need one for sure. Fuck that. Fuck all that. All that work for meat. Junior and his boys are watching squatted trucks getting towed off. Mark Zuckerberg says just smoking some meats. Ford seems to be just farming out performance lately. That's what happened. So in the 80s, Ford did not have that, right? And then Steve Saleen was the guy, I want to say 84. When was the first Saleen Mustang made? 84? So let's talk about people that were performance influencers within Ford. Carroll Shelby, Steve Saleen, Coletti, and then who? So Saleen, in my opinion, had the coolest cars because of the body kit. Dude, it's like I don't want to say legendary because I hate that word. It's stupid. But to this day, all you hear when you see a Saleen 87 to 93 car, hell, even the S281 junk 2-valve shit, people jizz all over to this day. To this day.
To this day.
He's retired. He got knocked the fuck out by some big Chinese guy. Why do the 500s only make bang shift when you're using powder? I don't. Logan, do you want it to do it all the time? Do you want it to burble and pop? It's torque reduction. It's fucking torque reduction. Jesus Christ. See, a lot of people with the burble and popping and stuff, if you wonder why a performance car does it, it's to reduce torque on the shifts. Like, have you seen Camaros, BMWs fart in the middle of a shift? That's not going faster. That's not doing anything but reducing the torque so the shift is as smooth as possible. When you disable that, the transmission sounds like it sounds like it's slipping, but it's actually going faster. Listen to a GT500 in drag mode going down the track. It's slipping seemingly in gear, in between gear shifts. But then under powder mode, it pops in between the shifts. It's to reduce torque. And the torque reduction is done by spark. Spark authority, not fuel authority, spark. And then that lack of spark probably shoves a little bit of a popping or a flame out of it. We're not going to make tunes that do that. Ever. I got an S650. I want you to try the drift stick for some content. No, thank you. No, I don't care. Does Roush not have tuning account from Ford now that they switched to Whipple? Saleen has tuning, but it's the same Whipple tune for S650. Okay. They also have NA tune as well for white label. Why does the track always close for Father's Day? Fathers want to be at the track. Alex, how do you go about having all your tools and cars at the complex and not being worried? I don't even want to bring my car here. I have 3 garages. Jared, I have 3 garages. They're locked. I literally have 3 garages. You think my shit's just wide open to atmosphere? I have 3 garages where the garage door closes. His sister's car is in 83. Okay, the man's man who should whiteboard those parts bin cars don't have a home in the workplace these days. I'm grilling pork. I don't care. Exactly, who cares? The 85 for production. Gotcha. 85 was the first year for Saleen production. So Saleen Coletti. So Shelby Saleen Coletti. There have only been 3 Billy Badass dudes that have to do with, like, Ford should hire because it's not you, Farley. Farley, it's not you. You think it's you, Farley? Farley, you really think you're the guy? You're not that guy.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
You're not. Farley, do you think you're the guy there? Do you think you're Coletti? Do you think people look at you as some kind of performance guru?
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
It's not you. Why is nitrogen bias plies in the... I hope I don't get it. I don't care. Who cares? Okay. I don't care what happens over there. But you guys care. So if you guys care so much, go watch. Like, go watch if you care so much. Like, I'm one of these guys that I don't mention certain things that's happening in the industry because when you give it attention, it becomes more popular. And people do that on purpose. People promote on Facebook. People promote this. People talk all this shit. But if you let it just coalesce into the ether and just goes away, no one hears it. And it goes away. If a show like this pops off on it, it gains traction. Fart Shift 2 now added for people's wish list. Oh, damn. I actually think they sound good with those shifts. No, it sounds stupid. Shut up. 84 for the first Saleen Mustang. 85 for the first Saleen with a Super. 21 GT Mustang either or headers and intake or tuner and tune first for bang for a buck. Headers and intake or tuner. How much are headers and an intake that you're comparing it to a tuner? Tuner's what? $500 and the tune is like $300? Or $800? Or $1,500? Get them all. Jim Farley wants to be all up in the videos, all on the record. Right. I don't understand why Jim Farley doesn't understand that. I don't understand why he doesn't understand that he needs to be quiet and in the background working to make the car better. But what's happening is he wants to be all in your face, like Puff Daddy. Like Puff Daddy when he wasn't blowing Meek's back out. He was dancing on records, doing dumb shit.
Any artists out there want to be an artist and want to stay a star and don't want to have to worry about the executive producer trying to be all in the videos, all on the record, dancing.
So I think Farley, unfortunately, is making a mistake. He wants to be famous. The dude was a Porsche guy. You were a fucking Porsche guy until you got the job at Ford. And Ford made you sell the fucking Porsches so that you would be but in your heart, you're a Porsche guy. And what you're trying to do with Mustang is what Porsche does with their cars. So you were copying someone else's modus operandi. They operate in a way where they give you 17 versions of Porsche. 911, 992, GT3, GT2, GTRS. So now you're like, oh, Dark Horse, GT, fucking Stupid Snake, and GTD for the Billy Badass stuff that nobody can afford. You're fucking stupid. Mount Rushmore of Mustang, Carroll Shelby, Steve Saleen, John Coletti. That's it. Does anybody know John Coletti? I know, look, you might not want to be in this fucking shit. You might think I'm an asshole. And you might be right. But I need to talk to you. I need to get clarity as to why the fuck people like you aren't getting their balls sucked by these companies. What are the most sought after and thought of cars ever? I get it. Bottom line, you got to sell GTs. GTs make your money. V6s and EcoBoost fleet vehicles make your money. Whatever. But to the performance guy, the Cobra Terminator is still relevant. The GT500, which was basically the son of the the Terminator Cobra, and then Lightning stuff, Coletti was the guy. He made all that happen. Boy, some badass stuff. The Ante got hit so hard, he turned around and when he left his keys in his wallet, he turned around. My 14SS finally needs a rebuild on a 6L80. Rebuild the 6L80 or swapping a TR660 from a total MS. I don't care. You should sell that fucking thing. Sell it. Sell your 14SS and buy a Mustang. Like, well, why are you asking me? Ford needs to rehire Mike Harrison back out of retirement. Jack Roush not included. See, Jack Roush wasn't the guy. Jack Roush was Jack Roush. To me, Jack Roush didn't give me the vibe Carroll Shelby did. Steve Saleen did. And John Coletti. But his company, Roush, did some Billy badass stuff. Remember, like, if you look at the cars that are at the Roush Museum and that Roush was responsible for fucking with and vetting and doing some engine work for, I think a lot of people would be surprised at some of the sick-ass cars that Roush was responsible for fucking with. The problem is this. I think this is what happens a lot in the industry. A lot of private label stuff gets done, because Roush has engine departments, they have test beds, they have dynos, they have engineering firms, they have people on payroll right now. So for you to make a concept car, remember the GT90 concept car? Is it GT90? GT90. So concept cars like the GT90 were cars that I'm sure people like Roush fucked with. And they never came to fruition. But Ford, whoever was fucking around at Ford during this time was on cocaine or whatever. But they were like trying shit. They were like, you know what? Let's get some stupid, like, what was the supposed motor that was going to go in the GT90? Exclusivity. Ford never took the next step in produce. Whatever happened to the Ford GT90? DuPont registry. It was what, V10? Did it have like a fucking Winnebago V10 in it? Beyond its horsepower, the GT90 boasted specs that were revolutionary for its time. 0 to 60 time was in the 3.1 seconds, and it claimed to reach a top speed of 253. Both figures were practically inconceivable in 1995 and still turn heads today. In essence, driving the GT90 was blah, 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 blah. Philosophy, new edge design, GT90 now. Wasn't it like a V10 fucking Triton engine in it? let me look it up. GT90 engine. GT90 engine. Let me see what's going on Patreon. Oh, here we go. Hello, Amory. Y'all didn't have a dad in your life. Hello. I keep forgetting there's a Patreon chat during the show. Oops, I'm hauling apart my duties. It's a part of the Amory. So now Ford is giving and receiving head crazy. I hope they don't get the E30 Whipple cars. Yeah, F345 Lightning. Trunk of the 24 looks like the rear end of a lifted truck. Talk to the shop to send my car. Said only saw 20 pounds of oil pressure. All this sound. Oh, that's not good. In a couple of decades. Oh, look at this glass roof Coyote. Look at the setup. Damn, son. Look at my big old fucking mug. What is going on with your TV, or is it my lighting? Is my lighting fucked up? Let me look at my lighting. Let me see what's going on. Let's just change it. Let's change it to something. Ooh, this is like nasty. This is white. I look okay here. Whatever. Anyway, GT90 engine. Oh Jesus. Would have been. What the fuck would it have been? I keep thinking it was like a Winnebago motor. Bro, what the fuck? GT90 engine. 12 cylinders, 4 turbos. Shut the fuck up. What in the hell? Oh, fuck. Oh, oh, fuck me. What the fuck? 12 cylinder? So the GT90's 48 valve V12 was a 6-liter engine which if Ford had ever produced in volume, might have produced up to 720 horsepower thanks to 4 Garrett system T2 turbochargers. 700 horsepower, 4 turbochargers. The engine was based off a Ford modular engine. The 2 V8 engines had pistons removed, and to cut down the engines were welded together. In total, yielded 90-degree V12 with 90-millimeter bore and 77 millimeter stroke. I mean, imagine modular cars of the mid-90s. You 2 V8s together with 4 turbos only made 700 horsepower. Like that's hilarious to me. Anyway, Nestor Barrio says, Alex, would the Boss 302 and the S550 GT350s would have come from the same department? Wonder who was the boss at the time. Both cars are Billy Badass modern Mustangs. You're right. I apologize. The Boss 302 to me is the most badass S197 ever made. Is the Boss 302. Bar none. There is not even an argument about that. CNC heads, better rods, better metals, better pistons, better valves, better cams, better everything, better intake, higher rev limiter, 8,000 RPM rev limiter stock. Track key that chopped at idle. It was a cool fucking car. Then they had a Laguna Seca version. So who was the brainchild behind that? I don't fucking know. Yeah, the GT9, there's actually one in GT90 in existence. It's in the hands of a private collector. It has a modular V12 with 4 turbos. We need to bring cocaine use back in the automotive design world. Vintage, right? Ford has leaned on the RTR to gain popularity with the younger generations through drifting. That's the problem. Ford thinks drifters have money. If you're going to get into drifting, the last thing you're going to look at is a Mustang. And then they instituted a drift. They're shoving it down your throat. Please drift our cars. Please, you herpy-lipped motherfucker millennials, Gen Z. Please drift our cars. And we're like, bro, we just want to drag race. Shut the fuck up. Wasn't Roush contracted by Ford but did Mopar stuff in the 80s and 90s too? Yes, I think so. Jared Wells says, doing a 321 05 Roush car. I have a built TR660 I'm putting in and doing some type of boost after I get it running. Car is tubbed, front end, and cage. Roush died with the 3-valve. Maybe after Gen 1 kind of, no, Roush did not die with the 3-valve. Roush reached its pinnacle with the fucking Gen 2 S550 making 620 horsepower with LU47 somehow. Like, no fucking way did Roush peak with the 3-valve. Roush peaked with the Roush RS3, which to me, if you were to put it head-to-head against a GT350, Roush all day. The 350s, I think, has a better ceiling because it has better brakes, just a better car. The motor's badass, especially 18 to 20. But the RS3, badass. You were E85, a pulley change, and a transmission away from having a fucking pretty hard car to beat on the street. My couch is still touching 2 walls. Larry Shinoda designed the new boss. Larry Shinoda? Really? Larry? But he didn't fuck with the engine. Like, who was like, let's put a forged shit in this thing? Shinoda. Wait, he's Asian? It makes sense. Larry Shinoda. Hey guys, you know what I think we should do? What? I think we should put a forging tunnels in the Boss 302. Fuck me. Hey guys, you know this GT's pretty fucking good. But you know what they would be fucking tits? What, Larry Shinoda? It'd be so fucking sick if you put badass Kim this motherfucker. Oh yeah? Oh. You smell so good. I didn't know Larry Shinoda was Asian. Why did I think he was like a white guy? Fuck me. Boy, you guys should put a badass engine in those things and make it rev to 9,000 RPMs. Just bought another Mustang. Good for you. It says dopey in Iraq. Coca-Cola RS3 was the best. You're right. I've forgotten about that, says David Gonzalez. My boy had a 97 or 98 Roush Mustang with the mufflers on the side. That bitch was loud as fuck. LU-47s with a 90 PSI base. Danny built my buddy's RS3 Gen 2 680 car into the 920s, according to Google. Wow. Wrong. Larry Shinoda designed a 70 bus. Wrong. Larry Shinoda designed the 70 bus. So wait, Larry. Me love you long time. Oh. So this is this is Larry Shinoda.
Let's be real.
Ow! It ruined the joke. A fucking commercial. I should have just gone right to YouTube. God damn it. Okay, let me see. This is Larry Shinoda negotiating with Ford about the Boss 302.
Minute. Yeah. Well, baby, me so horny.
Well, what's that have to do with the Boss 302?
So horny. You keep lying. Me love you long time.
Larry Shinoda, that's inappropriate. Oh man, we should put some forged rods in this fucking thing and make it fucking go fast. It'd be so tits. Godzilla swapped the GT90. Tony loved you doing that voice. Antonio! Huh? What? Ouch. Why are you scratching me? Tony! Tony! Yeah, he just wants to play. Like Jared Wells, pinnacle of what a Roush car is capable of. Everyone on this chat is typing except me has a smelly broken couch touching the 3 walls, sucking homos. Come on, you know Shinoda. Come on, you Shinoda know that. You should know that. You should know. See, you fucked up, Boxy Luxury. You typed in no after Shinoda. You should know that. That's pretty funny. You peasant Alex, no YouTube Premium. No, I clicked the wrong link. I have YouTube Premium. How dare you? Longtime headers. If I'm not wrong, I believe Raj Nair, now at Multimatic, was part of the new Boss 302 program. Raj Nair? Oh, Raj! Come on, Raj! Let's see what's going on with this car! Hello, Alex! We're gonna put a fucking rods in this fucking thing! Yeah. So this is his LinkedIn. Raj Nair. Okay. Raj Nair is the President and Chief Operating Officer of Multimatic, privately held global enterprise supplying engineered components of Multimatic core components, including engineering and manufacturing of complex mechanisms, body harnesses. Oh my God. Raj, brother, Raj. What are you going to do? Yeah, what are you going to do? Good old Raj. Yeah, he won't like me. I say, Alex, I just to let you know, I don't have this fucking accent. What's that Indian rapper that I got copyrighted for the other day? Let me go to YouTube. I gotta go to YouTube. Google has the worst search engine for video stuff. Indian rapper. Hashiri. What is it? Oh, this is like Mere Gulimang. What the fuck is happening here? Is this like drill? Is this like Indian drill music? Okay. Oh my god. Just start the fucking song. Okay. It hasn't dropped the fucking beat yet. If you're fucking 10 seconds in and it hasn't dropped the beat yet, get the fuck out of me here. This is it. Yeah, this is Raj Nair. A word from Raj Nair. Where is he? Here we go. Unbelievable. I'm never giving you access now. Y'all need to get on game. Alex Lives on the TV puts the live chat on the side of the screen. Mike Harrison was part of the Boss Engine Development Program. I think Jay Leno had him on for his GT350. Does he? Okay. Does he have an accent? Oh, now I gotta find it. Fuck, now I gotta find him. Raj, do you have an accent? Raj. Well, what we did with this card is we wanted to start with a DCT and a GT500 motor. But then we took the Multimatic component and put it in around everything and made the ultimate race car for every... Raj Nair? Raj Nair? I want to hear him talk. Raj Nair Multimatic. Raj Nair Multimatic. Top Ford executive Raj Nair ousted after internal investigation of inappropriate behavior. What? Wait a minute. Ford's North American president, Raj Nair, is leaving the company after an internal probe. This was 6 years ago. Okay, come on. Described his behavior as inconsistent with the company's code of conduct. Well, I mean, what's he doing? Ford did not give any details on what behavior. Hey, baby, in my country, we have you bitches. We don't see your face. Okay, where's Raj Nair from? Is he Indian? Ford's future focus with Raj Nair disrupt. So he got ousted at Ford. Now works at Multimatic. Ooh, interesting. Did he like show his you want to suck in this curry out this dick? Like, is he like a sexual deviant that he's out there fucking hitting all the girls? Good for you. I don't know. Weird. Right. Is he out there getting fucking blown in the company closet? Yeah, I look fucking orange on this thing. There we go. Has anyone seen Justin? Raj also worked on the Focus and program. Remember seeing documentary on it when it launched. Have you tried unplugging and restarting your 10R80, sir? DCT for you, Habibi. Alex, about you, Yellow Bee, about stay out of a squishy machine. Raj Nair doesn't have an accent. Holy shit, you have the accent nailed. Of course I do. Sexual harassment. Of course it was sexual harassment. Come on, stop it. He did the staff. He goes, hey, maybe you can come in the back and I can show you a little bit of, look, do you know who I am? I am responsible for putting Boss Raj in the new Boss 302 and the CNC cylinder heads. Come suck on it. Oh, yeah. Come on. Yeah, no one's going to find out. Wow, good for him. You want the spicy dip? Boxing question number 2. After Benavidez wins via decision, how do you think he fares against Bivol, Bedriev, and even Canelo since he did knock out Kovalev in his first 175 fight? You got to understand. Kovalev wasn't Kovalev when Canelo fought Kovalev. Nothing against him, but Kovalev was not Kovalev. Kovalev was at his peak when he fought... Oh, fuck. Kovalev versus Ward. So Ward, in my opinion, is the most... Andre Ward is the most underrated light heavyweight, junior middleweight, whatever, of all time. He won this fucking tournament. There was a tournament where he had to face the top badass motherfuckers in the 165 division, 168. He beat them all. Then he went up to 175 and beat Kovalev. got knocked down by Kovalev. So after Kovalev wasn't Kovalev anymore, Canelo got a hold of him. And, you know, he did what he was supposed to do. He told him to get the fuck out of here.
Hey, get the fuck out of here because I'm going to fuck you out right now, motherfucker.
Benavidez, in my opinion, loses to Bivol. He wanted to put his rod in someone. He had women at Ford rubbing his lamp for 3 wishes. Starkey's wife's boyfriend says, I'm always here. I'm just looking in the shadows. Kind of like how Justin enjoys the... How dare you? About my Hibibi Rick disc. Can you have a digital cluster with a Gen 3 control back swap card? Don't know, don't care. And I'm not looking to have any tuning do. What the fuck? I don't care. He took women on a ride his magic carpet. Oh my god. I guess he was installing a couple of extra blocks with wires and an old Nokia in the trunk. Plot twist. He just gave Jim Farley the Diddy treatment before Diddy gave it to Meek. Is that the same guy who played Freddie Mercury in the Queen movie? So Raj Nair, Hey Nick, are you Indian? You know, Nick, I just reminded me that there's a guy on my Patreon chat named Nick Nair. So are you Indian? Hey Nick, are you Indian? Oh fuck. Bro, could you imagine the guy at Multimatic got fired from Ford for unprofessional behavior? Weird. They probably made those forged cranks in one of those Indian machining videos. Raj backwards is jar. Raj Nair pulled the moves from 40-year-old version. Ford didn't want to extend the warranty anymore, so they let Raj go. The Indian rapper, Jared from Lethal, what's the best oil for roll racing? Scanning for Indians, right? Nick is short for Raj. Get out of here. No, it's not. Nick is... no. Fuck. Any relation to Raj? Before I was American, I was in fact Indian, says Nick Nair. How old are you? You look young. So are you related to Raj? I mean, how many is Nair is Nair like Smith in India? Or is it Nair? How do you How do you pronounce Nair in Indian? How to pronounce Balan K Nair, Hindi Mumbai.
I chose Wix for my business because of its massive scope for functionality and...
Let me see.
Pronouncenames.com.
Okay.
Balan K Nair.
Nair?
Balan K Nair.
Nair. Okay, so can I go to 11 Labs? 11. Can I make an Indian accent? Let me see. Indian. Does it have an accent? Indian. Hindi. Is it Hindi?
Bullet se mazboot hai ballot.
What the fuck? But I want the accent, but in English. I want the accent, but in English. What's a Filipino accent?
Imbya mga pangarap ay gabay sa ating kinabukasan.
Okay, so what if I type something in English? Raj Nair showed me where curry comes from. Okay, let me see if it has the accent.
Raj Nair showed me where curry comes from.
No, it sounds English. Fuck. Let's is there like a Charlotte, like a girl?
Raj Nair showed me where curry comes from. Raj Nair showed me where curry comes from.
Let's see if Carol Shelby sounds. Let me see. Why isn't it logged in? So let me see. It doesn't let me do it. Let me see. Raj Nair showed me where curry. It's pretty racist, don't you think?
Raj Nair showed me where curry comes from.
What are the settings? 26 more. So do we have Hindi, multilingual, English? Do we have let's see the other 20. Okay, 26. Fuck. Well, what about Japanese? What the fuck's that all about? Okay, generate speech. What's it gonna do?
Raj Nair showed me where curry comes from.
Oh, that's stupid. I want the accent. I guess 11 Labs doesn't have stereotypical accents. I think that'd be funny. Raj was sticking his finger in the curry. Oh boy. Indian Shelby about to show us what happens when he runs out of gum. That's pinky out with a cup of tea English. Patel is basically Smith for Indian. Nair pronounced Nair is common Kerala last name. Bait is like Singh in Indian. Is it as common as Patel? Just gave me the best clip from my brother. His name is Nick. Isn't Nair hair removal stuff? Exactly. Nick looks Hispanic. Last boxing question of the day. After Tank Davis flatlined, dude, someone should have called the cops after that fight. I couldn't believe it was an assault. Do you think anyone beats Tank at 135? Love all you do, brotato. Okay, so Shakur Stevenson, the problem with Shakur Stevenson is he's too young and he has a lot of upside. And the problem is that's the only fight where Shakur and Tank might go at it. But the problem is this. Shakur is so young, he might run the risk of what happened to... What's that Mexican guy that fought De La Hoya on steroids? He fought Trinidad, almost beat him after being knocked down a bunch of times. He had like a little pouffant in the front. He was a world champion at 21 years old. So what happens is when you're young and you get in there and you start facing elite competition, it can kill your career. So the smart thing to do is Shakur is just fight a bunch of bums. And then when he's 27, 28, 29, Shakur's Tank is old, so he's gone. So then you dominate your division at your age, and Tank maybe moves up to 142 and he fights maybe Lomachenko, or maybe he fights one of the other guys over there, but he's too small to fight like a Lomachenko or something like that. But he has the power to potentially carry over. Shakur Stevenson is going to wait. He's not going to fight Tank. And if he does fight Tank, he runs the risk of ruining his future if Tank flatlines the dude. Vargas. Yes, Vargas. Vargas was a champion at 21 years old, and by 25, washed up. Alex, try the 7-Eleven employee voice. We speak Malayalam. It's South Indian language. Malayalam. Really? What the fuck's the difference? Let me see. Malayalam language. Malayalam language. Malayalam for beginners. Culture, language.
Hello, namaskaram. I'm Dr. Salman.
I'm Greg.
So today we're going to be teaching those of you who don't speak Malayalam very well a few Malayalam essentials.
He sounds Indian. Sounds like he should give me a slushie.
It's like older sisters. If you have a crush on a Malayalam,
your microphones suck. You need really good microphones.
Fine. Mingle.
Why do you have music? Don't play music. Just hear the language.
Molu.
Ah, shut up. I don't care. It sounds all the same to me. It's like when white guys go, well, you sound Mexican. No, I'm from Argentina. Whatever. You're Mexican. You're Argentinian Mexican. Spanish sounds like Spanish to everybody. So when you're like, oh no, we're from Malayalam, whatever the fuck, nobody cares. Trinidad James. Benavidez didn't seem to have that power at that weight. I think he's going to back down to get the vacated title Canelo left. Tank Pitbull Part 2. Yeah, that's the only one that could probably beat him. Fernando Vargas, right. What about Eddie Hall versus the Twins? That should have been illegal. How do you feel about Triple G? Too old. See, he came into the fray when he was too old already. And people didn't want to face him at his peak, which was 31 years old. And then by the time Canelo got him, he was already on the downward slide. But at his peak, Triple G was hard to beat at his peak. But nobody wanted to fight him at his peak. He was a boogeyman. It's like... Who's top dog now? Who's the number one pound for pound fighter right now? What's the guy that beat Errol Spence? That guy, nobody wants to fight him right now. Nobody. He is the boogeyman. So that's the problem. When you're too good, nobody wants to fight you. It's totally different. Yeah, it's the same shit. I love you. It's the same shit. Again, a white guy listening to a Mexican, a Puerto Rican, an Argentinian. He's like, y'all sound like Mexicans to me. They don't give a fuck. Yo, I'm late. I'll watch a whole upload later. Can I be frank? What's up, brother? You upload so many videos on racing. It kind of blows my mind. I wish I could go to one of those races, but to be honest with you, I really don't want to deal with people. You know what I mean? I don't want to deal with people, so I'll just stay my ass inside. Sounds about right. There's like hundreds of different Indian languages. A nice old white lady once asked me if I spoke Mexican. Believe it or not, I think that's proper. I think to say, do you speak Mexican, is proper. Because if a Mexican from Puro Pinche 956 goes to Spain, they can sort of get along, but you don't really know what they're saying, especially if they speak that bullshit where like Puro Pinche and all this, neta, all this crazy stuff. A person from Spain is going to go, I don't know what you're saying. I've never heard of these words. So there is, in my opinion, like Puerto Ricans have a completely fucked up Spanish. Mira, en verdad, este carro debe correr mucho más duro, bien heavy duty, porque la cosa es que no está tirando bastante aire. Y la mierda es que este cabrón debe correr más, porque el cabrón que me tunea no me está dando el tiempo que yo necesito. Él me lo tiene a 17 y lo necesito en 22. Y este cabrón no me quiere dar nada, solo va a llevar para otra persona. So, el tiempo, en verdad. Like, Mexicans go, what? Cubans go, what? Cubans slur their words. Like, I have to sit there and look at them. Like, Australians speak English, but it ain't fucking English. Yeah, Roy Jones Jr. was in his peak. When Roy Jones Jr. fought Vinny Pazienza, I'm sorry. When Roy Jones Jr. knocked out Virgil Hill with a body shot, I said to myself, nobody can beat this man. Nobody at 175, nobody from 168 to 205 could have touched Roy Jones Jr. when he fought Virgil Hill. That was peak Roy Jones. But you want to hear something funny? I think every boxer in that era was on steroids. Every boxer in that era was on steroids. And when I look at Roy Jones's body in 2000, and he went up to heavyweight and beat a heavyweight, then came all the way back down to 175 and barely beat a Tarver. Then Tarver laid him the fuck out. I think he was off the sauce at that point. Honestly, call me crazy. Even Canelo. Didn't Canelo get caught with juicing? Didn't Pacquiao get caught juicing? Didn't Vargas got caught juicing? Didn't Ryan recently get caught juicing? I'm sorry. Every boxer, I think, from like 80 to like 2000 was on some kind of fucking sauce. So Cubans are drunk Mexicans. Pretty much. Alex, about to blue ball us in 3 minutes. Blue ball us? The scene from the movie Airplane, I Speak Jive. Alex, have you been to Puerto Rico? No. And I have no interest in going to Puerto Rico. Zero. To be fair, you speak Spanish, you can probably go to another Spanish-speaking country and try to understand what they're saying. Can't do that in India because everyone is speaking something different. How did Roy Jones beef up to heavyweight? Mexican supplements. He's too... Guys. Okay. Roy... I love talking boxing. I can talk boxing all day. Junior. Light heavyweight. Images. Roy Jones Jr. at light heavyweight looked unnatural as all hell. Like, you can't look at Roy Jones Jr. at his peak light heavyweight physique and go, oh yeah, totally natty. Just too big, too fast, too whatever. Again, not steroid big, but I'm saying supplement big. I'm looking for a good photo where I remember him just looking just sauced up. I'm like, nah, this dude is super sauced up. No, he's fat now. But that's what happens, right? Your testosterone crashes if you're on sauce. And in order to recover, it's real difficult. That's why I would never get on sauce. I would never get on TRT. I would never get on anything. Because what happens is your recovery, your natural testosterone never comes back. So this is Roy Jones at 175. Actually, this is when he fought James Toney, 168. So this is 168 Roy Jones. Now, when you look at Roy Jones at heavyweight, he still retained a lot of muscle, dude. Like, he still had a lot of fucking muscle. And I'm like, Roy Jones Jr., heavyweight. Roy Jones Jr., heavyweight. Ruiz, R-U-I-Z. Yeah, look at this. This dude is just way too fucking big. And he was a 168 guy. Look at this was Roy Jones Jr. at heavyweight, 205. I mean, sorry. It's just too fucking sauced up. I'm one of these guys that look at all of the physiques. Do you know that there are records that were set in the 80s and like during the Olympic times and stuff like that were totally voided because everyone was sauced up? Everybody was sauced up. Everybody in the Olympic. That was the best time. Baseball was the best when 500-foot home runs were a thing. I think steroids should be regulated but legal in all sports. I want to see a motherfucker take off from the 3-point line. You don't think NBA motherfuckers are on sauce? You think 40-year-old motherfuckers are supposed to move like that? Naturally gifted? Fuck you. I think all those guys are sauced up. Those guys are making $90 million. They're going to be making like $90 million a year soon with this new contract that they have going on that's like worth like $8 billion. So you don't think these basketball players need to recover playing 70, 80 games a year? And then they have to do all this crazy stuff? You don't think in the 90s these guys were juiced up, coked up, fucked up? Come on, stop it. Stop it. I think steroids should be 100% legal. Look, if you're an athlete, you shouldn't be penalized for trying to do the best. Look, just go watch the fucking home run contest where Mark McGwire was in Fenway Park. Go watch Barry Bonds' home run in Yankee Stadium. Go watch any Barry Bonds home run in in the San Francisco ballpark. Almost all of them went into the water, where now none of them go to the water. Watch the home run he hit against, I forget his name, but it was in the World Series against the Angels, where Mike Trout, or someone said, not Mike Trout, another guy, Salmon, some fish, was like, that is the furthest ball I've ever seen hit. It was like a 99-mile-an-hour heater, and he hit it just as fast out of the park. The camera was like, I don't know, I'm going to look in the general vicinity, and it hit like the back of the fucking thing. That was the coolest fucking time. Now everyone struggles to hit 420-foot home runs. It sucks. I don't watch it anymore. I want steroids back in all sports. All right, guys, I'm going to get the fuck out of here. Today we talked about Ford saying, we want your head. That's right. We want your head 11 of you. And if you don't give us your head, we're going to go ahead and maybe void your warranty if an issue pops up with this. So that could be a precursor to a potential recall with cam journals, cylinder heads, or cams themselves on the exhaust side on the left cylinder head. We talked about why Ford doesn't have a John Coletti, a Carroll Shelby, or a Steve Saleen in their roster right now. Then we find out Raj Nair was out there potentially showing his hog to the chicks and got fired at Ford for inappropriate behavior. Interesting stuff. We'll see if Mr. Coletti hears a show. If somebody tells Mr. Coletti that I'd love to interview him. Mr. Coletti, I know, you might think I'm an asshole. You don't want nothing to do with this. I don't care. But I think you're one of the last true, great hot rodders on the OEM side. And you were the father, in my opinion, of all modular performance because you were the guy that was there with the Super Styling. You were there with the Lightning. You were there with the Cobra. So I'd love to talk to you as to the thought process, what you had access to, how you came, the budget. How you came to be, the budget, all that stuff. I'd love to get into the nitty gritty for an hour and a half of your time, if you have the time. So I'd love to, someone out there, get a hold of Mr. Coletti. We'll see if we can get him interviewed. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for listening. I'll be back on Tuesday. Happy Father's Day. If you have a father in your life, if you're a father yourself, congratulations. Today is your day. But tomorrow we're back to celebrating gay shit. So celebrate it all the way up to midnight. Get your money's worth. Have a good rest of your night. I will see you guys on Tuesday for Talking Shit. See you later. Bye.